Hello, Gemini. Welcome to your story for the week. Just keep in mind that although it's coming out this week, it may be a story that's more relevant to your past or your future. Take whatever resonates and leave the rest. But don't get tripped up about time. So this week we're going to start getting our character. Exciting. We're going to get our characters from the Night Sky playing card deck, which has constellations on it. So these figures will come into the stories that I tell or that we channel here because they're all made up on the spot. Okay, so you've got the Joker, which is actually really exciting. Vulpecula, the little fox. So it's a story about a little fox. How fitting for you all. Story about a little fox. Once upon a time, there lived a little fox. And what was the fox dealing with? What was the fox dealing with? The Queen of Hearts. Ooh, okay. The Queen of Hearts. Can I get another message about what the fox was dealing with? The fox was in her little feelings. The little fox was in her little feelings. Okay. Why was the little fox in her little feelings? Here we go. The Two of Hearts, protection from doppelgangers. Okay. Wow. How to begin this? Once upon a time, there lived a little fox. This little fox was incredibly sad and disheartened because she had felt for so long that she was the only little fox in the land. All the other foxes she had met were much larger, you see, and she had got the impression that her littleness was what made her unique, what made her different, what made her bright. But one spring morning, she came upon a tiny little fox, maybe even slightly tinier than her, down by the river. When she went for her morning drink, at first she thought it was a mirage, her reflection bouncing off the river's waters. But no. Indeed, it was another tiny little fox. She said nothing. She stepped away. She went back into her hole. What does the arrival of this tiny fox mean? She knew that this other fox had spotted her. There had been a moment of recognition before she darted back. So as she was in her hole, reflecting on what she was feeling, this shock that anyone could be as small as her, maybe even smaller. As she was reflecting in her hole, a question came to her mind. What if there are many tiny little foxes? What if there's more than just this little fox? What if I've been operating under the assumption that I'm special this entire time, when really I don't deserve anything that I have. Dude, this is sad. What happens next to our little fox? I want to acknowledge and sit with these feelings too. Can I just say, like, of all the readings I've done, this is actually like the most okay, so she knew what she had to do. She knew she had to go back out there. In her hole, she decided, okay, well, I have to get to the bottom of this. So she jumps out, right, of her hole. She traipses back down to the river, retraces her steps. She doesn't see the fox anywhere, but she's looking, right? She's looking here. She's near. She's looking far. She's wondering, okay, where is this little fox I saw? Funnily enough, some of the local fauna, is that the right word? Yes, in the area were about. So she jumps playfully. Hello, Mrs. Squirrel. How are you today? Hey, have you seen this little fox? A little fox like me. Oh no, said Mrs. Squirrel. I haven't seen another little fox. You're the only little fox I know. What's different about her? And the little fox said, I don't know. She isn't me. I think she's smaller. Ooh, smaller than you. How could a fox be smaller than you? You're the littlest fox I know. Thank you, Mrs. Squirrel. She felt fake as fuck from that interaction, mind you. Okay, so then she like hops along. She meets, Mr. Beaver. Hello, Mr. Beaver. Have you spotted a little fox? Other than you? Yes. Yes, I have, actually, indeed. Can you tell me, when did you see her? What happened? Oh, I spotted this little fox on the other side of the riverbank this morning. And I thought it was you at first, but then on closer inspection, I realized, no, that fox is much too small. She's like, oh, okay. When about was this? He said, oh, maybe an hour or two ago. Did you see where she went? Well, yes, I did, in fact. Her family lives on the other side of the riverbanks. That was the first time she came down. She's actually the daughter of the foxes on the other side of the river. Oh, I see. Do you want me to take you there by chance? Why, yes, I would, Mr. Beaver. You see, I've never met any other little foxes. I think we could have much in common. No problem. Come back after lunch. So, okay, they arrange it, right? I want to acknowledge here you've got 2 5s. Okay, so that might be significant. Think about that. So she comes back after her lunch to Mr. Beaver's home and hops on his back as they swim across the river and go on this journey to visit this other little fox's home, her den. So the little fox skips along the way until she sees far and wide a whole brood, okay, of happy little foxes around. And she realizes something, okay? They're just kids. They're just kids, okay? Like, the whole reason that little fox was so little was that she was a teenager, And there was really nothing to be, threatened by or worried about, okay? Like, she was solid. They were going to grow up to be much bigger than her. However, there's a time when we all have to be smaller than one another. So she goes And she introduces herself to the Mr. and Mrs. Fox, if you will, of this side of the river. And, you know, says, I'm the little fox on the other side of the river. And then they get talking, realize they're distant relatives, make all kinds of connections, you know. And she gets introduced to the little fox that she saw, who, you know, it was her first time going to the river by herself because she had never been big enough. So, you know, they got to talking, got together, worked it out, basically. And she remained the smallest fox in the land. All right. Have a good week.